Did you know that KFC used to sell roast beef? Of course you didn't! But then again, who would want to buy roast beef from KFC? Ooh! In the cutthroat world of fast food restaurants, it's common for restaurants to axe unsuccessful menu items. In this video, we're digging up the past and seeing the menu flops that these fast food giants have in their closet. Stick around till the very end to see the menu item that McDonald's wants you to forget. Number 1. Starbucks Masagran. We have Starbucks' riskiest drink, bottled Masagran. First released in 1994 as a joint venture between Pepsi and Starbucks, this coffee beverage was a shock to everyone's senses. Masagran found its origins in Argentina. A cold and sweet drink, Masagran was often mixed with gin. Sadly, there was no gin in Starbucks' version, though it was unlikely to be saved either way. America had gotten so used to the plain hot cup of joe that when Starbucks released a drink that was not only cold, but also carbonated, customers were instantly turned off. Although the product was a huge failure right from the get-go, not everything about the product was a failure. Salvaging what they could from this bottle experiment, Starbucks repurposed the Masagran coffee concentrate into the now popular bottled frappuccinos. Number 2. Subway's Flatizza. When will fast food restaurants learn to let the pizza restaurants make the pizza? A prime example of this unwanted foray into the pizza world is Subway's Flatizza. Released in 2014, the Flatizza was basically just open-faced flatbread with tomato sauce, cheese, and your choice of toppings from pepperoni, veggie, spicy Italian, or just plain cheese. Toasted in Subway's own toaster instead of a pizza oven, the Flatizza tasted just about as good as it sounded. The Flatizza was met with mediocre reviews upon release, most of the reviews saying that the quality of ingredients tasted like something you could whip up yourself at home with some bottle marinara sauce. Though off the menu right now, some stores still serve it as part of their secret menu. But then again, would you really go to a sandwich place for pizza? Number 3. Taco Bell's French Toast Chalupa. When you think of Taco Bell, you think of the soft and hard-shelled Mexican food everyone knows and loves. Now, imagine the whiplash that Taco Bell customers experienced in 2018 when Taco Bell unveiled their newest breakfast invention, the French Toast Chalupa. Probably the farthest thing from actual Mexican chalupa, this breakfast dish replaces the fried dough shell with a cinnamon-dusted French toast shell. Complete with a side of syrup, the chalupa is then stuffed with scrambled eggs and your choice of bacon or sausage. Although this may sound delicious, you wouldn't really see customers craving Taco Bell for breakfast. Although the idea was the perfect mix of sweet and savory, the dish sadly never made it out of the testing phase because of the lack of customer support. I guess the world just wasn't ready for greatness. Number 4. Wendys Fresco line. Back in the early 2000s, deli may as well have been short for delicious. Stores like Subway and Quiznos were selling their deli sandwiches everywhere, and Wendys wanted in on the cash flow. That's why in 2008, Wendys released their own line of deli sandwiches. Aptly called the Fresco line, these sandwiches were made with fresh veggies, an assortment of cold cuts, and 2 freshly baked buns. As delicious as these sandwiches were, there was one thing that held their success back: prep time. These sandwiches took notoriously long to make, and a long waiting time isn't something that you want for fast food. Number 5. Burger King's Whopperito. Speaking of cuisines that don't fit the theme, next up we have Burger King's Whopperito. Released in 2016 to select Burger King branches, the Whopperito was a cross between a Whopper and a burrito built to contest Taco Bell's rap game. Filled with every ingredient that the Whopper had, including grilled beef, onions, lettuce, and tomatoes. The only main differences between this and an actual Whopper is the tortilla wrap replacing the buns, and a cheesy queso sauce replacing the ketchup. Sadly, the Whopperito left a lot to be desired. Not only did the Whopperito look horrendous, it also tasted horrendous. The negative reviews of the Whopperito would soon be the cause for it to be whooped off the menu. Hasta la vista to that. Number 6. Domino's Oreo Pizza. Dessert and pizza are a match made in heaven, but not at the same time. Domino's tested this boundary by releasing one of the craziest pizzas ever produced, the Oreo Pizza. Released in 2007 to a plethora of customers eager and curious to taste this Frankenstein pizza for themselves, the pizza was a success. That is, until the customers actually tasted the pizza. Regarded as just a piece of cardboard topped with frosting, it seems this dessert pizza leaned too heavily on the dessert part. The pizza was overly sweet and proved to be too much even for just a few slices. Most customers who fed their curiosity never bothered to come back for more, and thus the Oreo pizza slowly fell off the menu. Number 7. KFC's Kentucky Roast Beef. When will fast food joints ever just stay in their lane? For the number 7 spot on our list, we have KFC's attempt to expand their customer base. Kentucky Roast Beef. Introduced in 1968 after Colonel Sanders himself sold the company to a group of investors, KFC leaned in heavily on the beef sandwich concept. This roast beef sandwich still had the good Colonel's original 11 herbs and spices with some added smokiness. Although an impressive meal in itself, most customers would just rather order chicken from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Add in the ludicrously high price point of beef at the time, and each roast beef sandwich cost as much as a full chicken meal. All of this led to the eventual removal from menus just 2 years later in 1970. Number 8. Pizza Hut's Pizzolo. Domino's wasn't the only pizza joint playing with their food at the time. Pizza Hut also came out with their fast food experiment. Only this time, their target was Subway. In 2012, Pizza Hut introduced the Pizzolo, a pizza roll topped with toasted cheese, with multiple options for fillings and a price point to rival that of the Subway $5 footlong. This pizza roll sounded like it was primed to be the next big thing. That is, until you tasted it. One review of the Pizzolo stated that the sandwich was a greasy mess, overpowered by an insane amount of black pepper. After some time, Subway's freshness would be too much to handle, and the Pizzolo was soon dropped from all menus. Talk about a crusty entry. Number 9. Dairy Queen Breezes. Let's admit it, Dairy Queen Blizzards are not the healthiest fast food item in the world. I know it, you know it, even Dairy Queen knows it. That's why in the year 1990, Dairy Queen released a healthier frozen alternative called the Blizzard Breeze. The Blizzard Breeze undergoes the same processes and offers much of the same flavorings as the Blizzard. Only this time, the ice cream would be replaced by its healthier cousin, yogurt. Released during a time when froyo places were the craze, Dairy Queen was convinced this was going to be a hit. That is, until it wasn't. The Breezes would rarely sell and would often even spoil in storage because of how few people bought it. The Breezes were soon chopped off the menu, returning the focus to the Blizzard. I guess when it comes to Dairy Queen, people would rather go big or go home. Number 10. McDonald's Hula Burger. McDonald's. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, they're the biggest fast food chain in the world. How hard could they have possibly flopped? The answer, pretty hard. Presenting the Hula Burger, if you could even call it a burger. This, quote, burger is made simply by sandwiching a hulking slice of pineapple between 2 burger buns and cheese slices. It doesn't sound appetizing? Don't worry, you aren't the only one. Millions of consumers around the world refused to buy the sandwich because of the unattractive burger fillings. Although short-lived, the Hula Burger packs more heat and flavor in its history rather than the sandwich itself. The Hula Burger was first drummed up by the owner of McDonald's himself, Ray Kroc, as a way to appeal to consumers who steered away from meat. The Hula Burger was quickly beaten out in sales by its healthier option, the Filet-O-Fish. Perhaps the only good thing that has come from the release of the Hula Burger is the birth of the Filet-O-Fish. So the next time you're munching on a Filet-O-Fish or drinking a bottle frappe from Starbucks, pay respect to all the eggs that these restaurants had to break along the way.